The other day, I done my update review on Fever from the house of Aaron Terence Hughes. Stunning fragrance, it really is. I've really enjoyed wearing that fragrance. Today, I'm going to give you my update review on Red Fever. Stay tuned. What is good, YouTube? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey Cologne and I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. That is right, you see the intro, you definitely see the thumbnail. You know today I'm going to be talking about Red Fever from the house of Aaron Terence Hughes. This is one of his newest releases, and man, let me tell you something. Actually no, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to wait to the end of the review. But before I do get going, if you do enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button. It is completely free. Always press the bell because it will notify you when I drop a review at a later date. And if you're interested in any fragrances from the house of Unique Luxury, it is a niche fragrance house. Go over to their website. Once you've put whatever you want in the cart, where it says discount code, put in Mikey-Coute23 and that will give you 15% off your order. Right, I'm going to get cracking. I ain't going to waste up anybody's time I'm not going to ramble on. I'm just going to get straight into it. This is a 10 ml. It is extrait to parfum. And boy, does this one behave like an extrait to parfum. It really does. This thing slaps. Let me just spray it. This fills the air. And man, this smells good. Right, you got bergamot, pear, lily, raspberry, plum, peach, almond, vanilla, amber, oak moss, ambergris, and 2% rose absolute. Now, the rose absolute is, or it says it's in the base. It isn't. This is a rose base fragrance. That is what you're going to get in the opening, and that is what you're going to get all the way through the life of the fragrance. But with this, right, it opens up fresh, spicy, sticky, jammy. Now, the bergamot does supply that fresh quality up top, and you do pick up on a juicy, citrusy quality, which is coming from the bergamot. And that is short-lived. That only lasts for a few minutes. But with the bergamot, you got the jammy rose. Now, then in comes the raspberry and the plum. It's like an explosion of fruits has hit your nose. Dries down after a couple more minutes. Then this creamy, almondy peach aroma comes through, blending in with the raspberry and the plum and that jammy rose. This is when I start getting the vanilla. Now, the longer this sits on my skin, that vanilla dials up. When the vanilla comes through after a few more minutes, I start getting a very light, soft, woodsy tone that comes through. And then I would say after about 5 or 10 minutes later, after the woods come through, I then start getting an earthy quality that comes in, but it's very light. And I mean, like, it's not like an off-putting, dirty, earthy quality. It's very soft, subtle, and it's sitting in the back. Now, the more this dries down, that fruity quality that this fragrance has makes its way into the back, but it always lingers in the fragrance. Even in the complete dry down, I still get little touches of the raspberry and the peach, but alongside this, it's vanillic. The woods has dialed up a little bit. That earthy quality is just lingering way in the back. And the rose goes from jammy, and then because I get an earthy touch, it kind of, or the rose kind of comes across like it's smelling a little bit stemmy in the dry down. But the sweet side to the fragrance always stays. Like, this is a sweet fragrance, but I wouldn't say it's overly sweet. You got to think, you've got plum, you've got peach, you've got raspberry, you've got amber, you have that jammy rose. So there is sweet notes in the fragrance. But man, this thing, this is sexy. This is rich. This is elegant. This would make a great date night fragrance. It really would. To me, this is more of a going out fragrance, a little bit dressed up if you're going for a dinner date, if you're going for a few drinks with the gals or the guys, because this is a unisex fragrance. So if you're just a little bit more dressed up in general and you're going out somewhere of a Friday or a Saturday night, put this stuff on, and you only need a few sprays because this thing pushes. It really does. I've been doing 4 to 5 sprays of it, and that is too much because it has been lasting hours and hours and hours. The projection is massive for the first 2 hours. It pushes. Everywhere you turn, you're going to pick up red fever. You just get wafts of it in the air. By the 10th hour, it is still on my skin. By then, it is a skin scent, a very light skin scent, but the longevity of this is 10 plus hours. So to me, this is borderline beast mode fragrance. You have to enjoy the note of rose to appreciate red fever. But it's more than rose. It's fruity. It's a little bit balsamic. It's a touch woodsy. It's sweet. Creamy. It's a stunning fragrance. Fever, when I done first impressions with fever and red fever, I preferred fever over red fever. And I have to say now that the more I've worn red fever, I like them both the same. I think I would give them both a 9.5 out of 10, probably even a 10 out of 10. The quality of the juice, down to the longevity, down to how the fragrance smells, everything. Fever and red fever, they're great pickups and they're both unisex. Some fellas that don't enjoy rose might think that red fever leans a little bit more on the feminine side, but I have to disagree. I just think if you like the note of rose in general, to me, I look at rose like I look at oud. If you like the note of oud, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you wear that fragrance. If you enjoy the note of rose, a jammy rose that turns into a little bit of a stemmy rose, wear the fragrance. Stunning scent, it really is. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my update review of Red Fever. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have tried this fragrance, what do you think of it? Is it beast mode on your skin? And this thing slaps, it really does. And I'm going to say it again. The quality of the juice is top tier. You can tell that the materials, the raw materials that he is using are of very high quality, and it shows in his work. The lad, he knows how to blend, he knows how to mix, or whatever they call it, a fragrance. He really does. He knows how to structure and put together a perfume very well, and hats off to him. To me, every fragrance he brings out, it's like he hits it out the park. One after the other. He puts time into his work. He's not, I think, the way he comes across, I think he's a little bit finicky. Meaning that it has to be right to him and up to his standards for him to release a fragrance. And I don't think he would release any fragrance unless he was happy with it. Hence why every fragrance he normally brings out is great. Red Fever. Right, remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore. Drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.